And here's the second part of the Chinese propaganda, an admission, if you will, by Beijing. One that Beijing won't concede. Last night, China unleashed an arsenal of hyperbole, disinformation and propaganda, just to defend its border incursions in Ladakh. But in its attempts to spin the story in its favour, China ended up revealing the truth. The truth about the standoff in Ladakh, how China tried to cross into Indian territory and swallow Indian land. Tonight on Gravitas, we'll reveal how China has shot itself in the foot with propaganda. This story is about a news report beamed last night on Chinese state television. This clip is from CCTV4. It is one of the 6 channels owned by the China Central Television, CCTV, the state broadcaster of China. The channel is free to air. It is one of the 6 state-owned channels that can broadcast outside the People's Republic of China. Now, this report is in Mandarin. This is China's official version of the standoff in Ladakh, their story of the standoff. And it's pure, unadulterated propaganda. Here's a portion, a grab from the broadcast. The text at the bottom of the screen is in Mandarin. We got it translated, and this is what it says. China and India hold the 3rd round of military-level talks. China reveals the truth of the Sino-India border conflict. For once we agree, China did indeed reveal the truth. The PLA tried to enter Indian territory. We've known this for more than 2 months now. This video from CCTV only proves it. The news report shows Indian soldiers. This footage has been captured by the Chinese. There is no date on the clip, but we are given to believe that this was shot in May, well before the deadly clashes that killed 20 Indian soldiers and a reportedly much higher and unspecified number of Chinese soldiers. Now, China is trying to use this footage as propaganda against India. CCTV claimed that India had intruded into Chinese territory, and the PLA defended the sovereignty of China. This is how China is trying to spin the story. But if you look at these pictures carefully, they actually help India. They prove how India was conducting legitimate construction activity on its own side of the border and how the Chinese tried to stop it. This video is believed to have been shot around Patrol Point 14, the site of the bloody clashes on the 15th of June. At the site, Chinese cameras show a newly constructed Indian helicopter pad. 2 soldiers can be seen building what seems like a small bridge. There are some camps too. All of this activity was on the Indian side, and this is something that made the Chinese uneasy. Reports say it was this construction activity that the PLA tried to block. India has been giving its border infrastructure a boost. We've been reporting this, and this would give a tactical advantage to the Indian forces and boost India's defenses against China's military adventurism. Of course, China does not like it. Despite the standoff, the work has not stopped. Earlier today, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held a meeting with the Border Roads Organisation. He was given a presentation on the work that is being done. Yesterday, China also began withdrawing its troops from three flashpoints in Ladakh. The Communist Party's newspaper, the People's Daily, put out the statement from China's foreign ministry. And the ministry adopted a measured tone. They called on New Delhi to work with China to end the standoff.
The 2 militaries held the 3rd round of commander-level military talks on the 30th of June. The 2 sides continue to promote and implement the consensus reached in the previous 2 rounds of commander-level talks. They made positive progress in disengaging frontline troops and easing the border situation with effective measures. We hope that the Indian side will get along with China, implement the consensus reached by the 2 sides with concrete actions, continue to maintain close communication through military and diplomatic channels, and jointly strive to alleviate and cool down the situation in the border areas.
Later in the day, CCTV broadcast this report, a propaganda piece that boomeranged. First, Beijing tried to spin the coronavirus story. Now it is trying to spin the story of the standoff. This video is a propaganda missile that has boomeranged on China.